What's happened?
There's like yelling in the
Someone's
background
cheering.
somewhere. So he's trying to figure out what's happened in what game.
We know what happened. It can only be one thing.
Wolves.
It can only be one thing. Let me check.
No!
It can only be
Oh my God!
I told you! What did I tell you?
Oh, you told me!
I said
No,
it
no.
was...
The only guy that said that before the game was me.
Yes, before.
So
yes, yes.
for everybody at
the
home,
only guy
everybody
that
at
said that
home
before
can't
the
hear the
game was
producer
me.
in our ear. So Matt told us, the producer
Play the
told
video.
us that, are we able to play the video? Not sure that we are.
The only guy that said that before the game was me.
Okay, we're talking
Yeah,
about
When
Wolves
we
and
beat them
Arsenal.
at the Emirates was 2 on goals. It's going to be difficult for us today. This is exactly what I said.
So the score in the Wolves-Arsenal game is now what?
2-2, it must be.
2-2.
But who scored? It's not come up at the moment.
Does
Don't
anybody
call
in there
things
know?
now. The only one that called it was me.
You look in despair, Mike. Are you okay? Own goal, Calafiori.
Why are you
apparently.
upset? You're Man City, aren't you?
I just
Why
want
do you
Arsenal
two
to
always
do well.
hold hands like that when you're laughing? It's a bit weird.
Oh my God.
Ro, is Verena there? Ro, can you hear me?
Wow.
She's listening.
What did I say? Okay.
Very big problem.
So Ro is one of our team who is also an Arsenal fan.
City.
No, listen, I said to you, this game was always going to be difficult. Always.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
You know,
if that finished...
Sorry, what did you say?
Bono? We've got time to go back to that. Bono.
Poor Bodo.
How did they
I
do
know, you
today?
see that the hate that people have for Arsenal? The place when rocking, we heard this. Yeah! Why so much hate?
No, yeah.
Everybody, yeah! I said it can only be one thing. Arsenal conceded a goal. It's the hate that we have for us, guys. It's too much.
Calafiori own goal.
Anyway, Tom Brady, the GOAT. We keep talking about him. We're obsessed with him, aren't we? Because he's American.
No, you keep.
I'm just
you.
Look, here he is. Tom
Ah,
Brady.
that's why you got invited by Milan, obviously.
Has Zlatan cut his hair off?
Yeah,
Is that a new
it
thing?
changes. I guess so.
Interesting.
Number 12, obviously.
Yes. There he was, Tom Brady. Let's talk about the Premier League. Arsenal were in action,
Wow.
and our resident Arsenal fan in the building. Very funny, Micah. Go ahead. Do you want to talk us through the goals? Arsenal took the lead in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the game wasn't great, in all honesty. And the goalkeeper should do a lot better. Good ball in from Rice. I mean, the goalkeeper, it's in the 6-yard box. Come and collect it. But it was a good run from Saka, nevertheless. And then he just gets a little glance and Meg's the goalkeeper. But you expect Jose Sa to come and collect that. Some communication or something. But it put Arsenal 1 up. And after that...
Oh,
Ooh,
just signed the new contract, hasn't he?
yes,
He's on the big bucks.
He is.
And then you can see here Gabriel on the ball and keep him making a run like a good 9 or a winger running the line and making sure that he's not offside. Everyone thought he was, but look at him. He knows over there, far left, you can see that he's being kept onside, just like a good winger. Controls the ball with his left, bringing it back a bit more on his left, and makes it 2-0 for Arsenal. Obviously, it was checked by VAR, and we all know what happened because it was allowed.
And then Wolves get back into it through Bueno. It's a really good goal, actually. But you see Arsenal got men behind the ball on the edge of the box. He just finds himself in probably little bit too much space. He's allowed 2 or 3 touches and to get a shot, and that probably comes back to the fact that Arsenal are far too deep. I mean, we're not talking about the last couple of minutes here. We're talking, there's, just in the 60th minute. Well over half an hour to go, and it's a great goal, but he shouldn't have that amount of space. As I said, he makes his fair controlled touch. He has 3 touches and lots of time to score that great goal, and then 2, and then you've got a problem, haven't you?
I mean, own goal, Calafiori, wasn't it, Jamie? I mean, a little bit unlucky in terms of, I think the mistake is there from Raya. The try on the line, off him, back off the post, and in. But again, we raise a point, Jamie. Very deep again, no communication, and then just can't get it off the line. And we're talking about dying moments in the game. Can he be the difference? Can he get a block in? And he's just unlucky on the line.
Yeah, but I mean, both goals probably come from the fact that Arsenal are almost, they've got the 1-0 or they've got the 2-0. if they are going to win the league, it is going to be in that fashion of, you know, defensively strong, keeping clean sheets, you know, getting a goal. Then
No, you're looking at the table.
I was, yeah.
you know that's the way they're going to go about it. Thierry, do you think that's the case?
I keep on saying, and I will not change my tune. Well, if it's in the Champions League, when you guys were telling me that we are top of the league phase, that we are top of the league, let's see where we're gonna be at the end of the season. I will not go higher or lower. Then at the end, we can talk about what's been done or not done. I will not change my tune.
Who would you
And-
rather see win the league, Arsenal or City?
I think I would rather...
Not you.
Listen, I think I'd probably rather see Arsenal win it because I think it's good for a league to have different winners. I know, so that would mean the Premier League would have had 3 different winners in the last 3 years, which I think is probably good for the league. But what I don't want is a team, unless it's my own team, obviously, to run away with the league and the league's got nothing. So I'm glad of that result tonight, you know, because I think it makes it exciting. It gives us things to talk about and, you know, stories between now and the end of the season.
The North London Derby.
Yeah, that makes it more of a game now, doesn't it? There's more, you know, focus on that. So yeah, and listen, I think that's really good for the, you know, the Premier League. That, but you two don't seem to agree.
We need to go to a break, Kate. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Who do you want to see win, Kate?
Oh,
I don't particularly have a preference. I guess I'd say Arsenal, since we haven't seen them win it for a while. I'd be happy for Thierry, for Mikey, you know, my good friends. Why not? But no strong preference.
Kylie, when I say run the break,
Just picking up on that in terms of Arsenal not scoring enough goals, which is what Alan was saying, where do you think that's coming from? Because when you are top of the table, you need to be at the top of all of these sort of statistics, don't you, to be able to win the Premier League?
Well, they're top of set plays, and that's the one that's kept them up there. But I said at half-time, it seems whatever they do, they fall over it. Seems to be a pattern. And we're talking during the game, me and Connor, I can't believe how many times they give away the ball so cheaply. It was so cheap, you know, instead of dictating the game 1-2-0 up and then keeping it and going across that way, drawing Wolves out, they give away. I don't think they put 3 or 4 passes together at too many stages in the second half. And when you're playing against, and I'm not going to get away, Wolves are not a great team. They've got 9 points before tonight. So, that, you know, they're not the team that we're expecting, you know, that we expect Arsenal to come back from 2-0 down and get a draw with Arsenal. They've got to be more patient. They're forcing it, but they're playing in second gear. And it reminds me when we won the league years ago and it was 1-0 to the Arsenal, it feels like that to me. It feels like we'll get a goal, we're all right now, we won't let in any more goals, it'll be solid. But it doesn't happen. We said that you're always going to get a chance in this football nowadays. And, you know, and fair play to the young kid. The young kid's goal's a good goal. You know, when you're a 19-year-old kid, you've come on for your debut and that ball bounces down, everything's going through your head. And for him to keep that ball like that, you know, it could become a Man City hero. Yeah, I know they're on all kinds of fronts, but you just take one game at a time. So all you can do is one game at a time. This game had to be looked after. They'll be going back on the coach or the train tonight, and you don't get these moments back. You don't get them back. You know, it was 2 points thrown away, 1,000,000%. You know, it wasn't a point gain like I thought at Brentford. Brentford's a hard place, but they're 2-0 up. You've got to play every game to the last minute. I showed you that when Mane gets it, 3 players go around him, he just walks through them and he passes the ball along. Them moments have to stop. If you want to win Premier Leagues, you have to stop them little moments. And if you don't, as Connor said, Man City will punish you. And now, all of a sudden, from nowhere, from going from the 11 points clear a while back, now it's not even in their hands. And that is unbelievable. That is what's happened.
Although Arsenal, of course, will be disappointed with what's happened tonight, because they've been performing so well this season, they've had so much joy, can they use that again to sort of go back onto a bit of a run and a bit more momentum?
Of course they can use it. I think they can look at they're a top-class team, by the way. So let's not take away the fact that they're a top-class team, because they are, and they've got a world-class manager and a fantastic manager. So for me, they can certainly get to it. But when Bukayo says there about he doesn't think about that sort of stuff, he definitely does when he goes home, 100%. And for me, Mercer just mentioned there about fighting on all fronts. For me, the Premier League's got to be your focus. It's got to be your focus. So these games has to be Arsenal's focus. And listen, I've never been in that boat to speak from experience about being in a Premier League title race. But at the same time, we all watch a lot of football, and that has to be the focus. The Premier League being so far in front for so long and not winning it for so long, for me, has to be Arsenal's focus, and that will hit them hard today, because we keep on mentioning Manchester City, but Manchester City's players and Pep Guardiola will be sat at home now, rubbing their hands together, going, right, here we go, it's game on now, we're coming for you. So I definitely think he thinks about it. The pressure will build. I think it is building. I think we can see it with the performance and then the reaction at the end as well at the game.
But in terms of what's to come compared to Manchester City, how do you see this?
You know, it's all about football's all about timings. You play teams at certain times in the league. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could look down here at West Ham, the 18th in the league, but that might be their game that they're fighting for survival, or they might have won 5 on the trot and they're middle of the table and they're safe and they're on holiday. You just don't know with the timings of the games. Like, Aston Villa could already be in the top 4, cemented, might be in the Europa final, and they're done. Do you know what I mean? And that game's not as hard as what it looks on paper. So it's difficult. You know, I always look at the next two. Arsenal have got Chelsea and Tottenham. They are 2 very difficult games. More so, no disrespect to Newcastle and Leeds. You take Newcastle and Leeds over Spurs and Chelsea to start with.
Yeah, and I think Mace is exactly right. And I know we're going to go on to another slide in a minute, but the big thing I always go off is past experiences and how teams finish. And we know how Manchester City finish. I know we're going to show something in a minute, but we know how they finish. We know how Pep Guardiola finishes, and this obviously shows what we're talking about now. And he is an absolute monster at finishing strong, Pep Guardiola. And that's what I go off. I go off experiences, and I keep mentioning about Man City being sat at home, but they'll be sat at home now looking at this going, yeah, this is a bit of us. So, yeah, we look at this here and how they finish seasons. It's unbelievable the way they do it.
Yeah, this is just demonstrating the amount of points won by both Arsenal and Manchester City of the last 4 Premier League seasons in the last 12 games. Of course, different teams. You can argue whether Manchester City have got the same team as what they've had the last couple of seasons. But when you look at that, you speak about the experience. They're going to need to get this momentum, aren't they? Because they don't want the same thing to happen where City are having such a strong end to the season and Arsenal can't keep up.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in Arsenal's shoes if it happens again. I mean, I was quite shocked with the interview of Arteta then. First time, really, I've seen him not majorly positive. Do you know what I mean? Usually he comes out, you know, we've done this, we've done that, and he's saying, oh, we deserve the hit, we deserve the hit. You know, instead of coming out and going, we're 5 points clear, as long as we don't get beat by Man City, we go same as them, we win the league. Wasn't like that. Even he was I was a bit worried with that interview. Even he's finding it now and he's thinking, wow, you can only do to the team so much. And when you're watching that, there's something missing. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something missing. And if I had to highlight something, I would highlight what Marnie did to the 3 lads. Madueke, Martinelli, Saka. He brings the ball down and he just literally turns away from them. First half or 7, 9, 10 games ago, they take the ball off him and they're up the pitch and it's a counter-attack. Something's missing. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes if they don't win the league this year, because if they ain't winning the league this year, you know, I remember Patrick Vieira saying before the Man United game when he was on with Roy Keane, he said now or never. And I'm starting to think now. I was very bullish about Arsenal winning the league. That's half scared me tonight.
If you're playing that dressing room tonight and you're looking ahead to the next couple of games, of course, you've got Northern and Derby coming up at the weekend. How important is the reaction now?
It's important for leaders within the dressing room. I know there's a lot of leaders in that dressing room. Bukayo obviously come out and spoke. We've also got Gabriel, Saliba, obviously Odegaard's behind the scenes now as well, being injured. It's about leaders stepping forward, about leaders standing up strong, going in tomorrow, wiping the floor with it, going, right, that's gone now. The next one is the big one, which is a big one for Arsenal. It's absolutely massive. And then after that, there's another big one. So we're talking about 2 massive ones coming up for Arsenal now, and it's important they dust themselves down, they get themselves going, they look at where they went wrong tonight, because I think a lot's gone wrong tonight for Arsenal, and really put it to bed then for Sunday, because, like I said, 2 real big games coming up.